What's up, everybody? Hope you all have been doing well. It's definitely been a minute since I've done anything for the channel or uploaded. I've been pretty on hiatus, enjoying the summer, focusing basically on my actual career, and just enjoying the time with the family and with my hobbies, not on camera, like gaming and whatever, just actually enjoying stuff for me, and time with the doggos, and just living life to the fullest, man. Appreciating every day we got and trying to make the best of things. Not just a constant hustle. You got to make time for yourself, for your mind, for your self peace. And yeah, man. So it's been a good summer. Can't complain. But I guess to go into the actual topic of this, kind of what's made me want to come out and do a video today, I guess, is I don't know if everybody's been watching, keeping up with the markets, but man, what is going on? Like, did we just get into a recession? I've definitely, I have a video out talking about a financial book I wrote. I'm not an advisor. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a tax guy. I'm not a wealthy dude. I'm just somebody that's been on a path to financial learning, financial intelligence. Something I've been some people I've been fortunate enough to have in my life. Something they kicked me on into, and over the past, I want to say, 8 years or so, I've been on a path to just try to build, find ways to build wealth, to get out, stay debt free, do things like that, right? The idea behind the book I wrote was just to try to share the knowledge of wealth with people, because it's kind of sad, but a lot of people don't get taught any of this. We all get taught how to, go get a job, how to learn a skill, how to make good money. Nobody ever gets really taught what to do with the money. And yeah, so it's just something that blew my mind, and everything I learned, I definitely, it's not information I try to hoard. But anyways, I digress. Get off of that. Let's get back to the main topic of the video. It feels like it's been a lot of things leading this way, but if you look at today, and then I should give you an example, even just looking at the market, what's going on today, like, man, we're all in the red. Everything's tanking. There's been a couple things that have triggered some of this. It's a looming thing. If you've been watching what's been going on in the market, yes, we've been having, the economy is, on paper was booming. It's been looking good. But when you really start digging down into how things have been, like, what's been going on under the hood, you come to find out, like, people have been spending a lot of money that they don't have. 401k hardships, withdrawals are like highest they've ever been. Credit card debt is the highest it's ever been. People have just been spending like crazy. That's part of why the Federal Reserve has not lowered rates. Whereas at the beginning of the year there was a lot of predictions from the federal banks or just banks in general, and economists and all that were predicting there would be at least 4 rate drops over the year, over the course of 2024. And they've been all proved wrong. That's not happened. The Fed have been having to hold still because inflation had not slowed down. It finally started slowing down. It eased. There was a bit of a ease on the inflation, but it still hasn't hit their target rate. So there's definitely a whole rabbit hole of information there you can find out with what's going on with the Fed, but that's just one of the things that just kind of been adding to this, because what I've understood is what's been happening is not only have the people been, like I said, it's just we're getting to a point where we're starting to run out of this money we didn't already have to be spending, but it's not just hitting consumers, it's hitting corporations as well. There was supposedly a big letter written by a bunch of the big banks to, like, big corporations begging the Fed to, like, hey, please lower rates. Like, a lot of our loans are coming up for readjustments like this year. and we need that lower rate, and we were kind of depending on that lower rate, and a lot of people are shitting bricks, people aren't paying their bills, and it's starting to reflect in the market. But I think what was a tipping point, they just announced unemployment numbers this Friday, and according to what's called the SAMA rule, which is this rule in the 70s, and don't, I mean, there's definitely, this is what I know I'm not gonna bore you with all the charts and data and whatever. This is just the information I've learned off of the things I've read. I get articles popping up on my feed all the time. So I'm naturally just trying to learn this stuff while I'm on top of doing my day job and whatever, just trying to keep up with what's going on in the world. Because yes, I mean, I definitely have invested into some of these into some of this, the stock market, crypto. Something I've been dabbling with, and I've definitely seen some gains and some losses. But this is just some crazy times. This is the first time I'm seeing, like, I guess since I've been into the game. This is my first experience with, like, you know, maybe what could be the start of a recession. Oh yeah, back to what I was saying with the SAMA rule, with what's basically happening right now. I think with unemployment at the rate that it's declined again, the rate that it's risen again is basically met this SAMA rule that's saying, like, okay, this, every time this has happened, this is the start of a recession, and it's reflected. Not just the markets tanking. Again, we look back at the screen here. It's not just it's not just the market. It's like you're getting the S&P, Nasdaq, Dow, all taking a hit. Crypto even. If we go look at let's see, crypto. Sorry about that. I had a little bit of technical difficulties, but yeah, looking at the crypto market, that's taking a hit. Ethereum was about $3,000 last week. Bitcoin was, like, you know, on the verge of 65, 70 or somewhere around that range. And because the SEC had just approved the ETFs to go into the stock market, so it was like some rallying, a little bit of rallying happening, because there was, like, some SEC approvals going through that had been on basically back and forth since the beginning of the year or longer. And so there was a lot of hype happening. For today, boom, everything's tanking. We're seeing some shit. Like I said, all the markets are taking a hit. My personal brokerage and IRAs and everything have lost like several $1,000s. But hey, I mean, that's the market, right? That's the one beneficial thing about the market, and that's, or I guess, where I would love to heed caution on now, because like I said, we're seeing this is classic panic. It happens every time people get wind of something. What do? They want to shore up, and they sell off everything they can. I mean, and some people have to, right? They're trying to meet they basically they don't have enough capital in their account to cover what was in the market, so now they're having to cash out to pay for that. And cheers, by the way, everybody. If you're those, you know, having a drink or beverage or whatever, just, you know, want to say cheers. But anyways, yeah, I mean, so there's a lot of people panic selling now. I'm in it for the long run. I bought Ethereum coin back in 2016 when it was $8 a coin. At the time, I mean, I had a way less paying job, so I didn't have as much money to be playing around with this kind of stuff, and I was still kind of learning. But I was able to buy it, like, I don't know, like $100 worth of coins in Ethereum when they're at $8. Turn got into like the 10 coins, and I've been just holding on to them ever since, and just watching that roller coaster, you know. So, and hey, I'm just holding strong. I got in on Nvidia and AMD back when they were $15 and $2 a share. But again, at the time, I didn't have as much money to be playing around with stuff, but I knew I was doing research, and I had a really just strong feeling that, hey man, within these next few years, these companies are gonna do some shit. And sure enough, I saw them gains. I felt so badass when they did Nvidia did their stock split recently, and now I own 150 shares. But things like this would cause people to say, shit, let me just go sell everything. And you know what, man, like, no, like, you can't, like, you gotta hold strong, and not hey, you know what, my situation isn't everybody's situation. You gotta do what you gotta do sometimes, or you do what you're willing to risk losing, right? But I'm there to tell people, if you can hold strong, this is the time to, hey, it's, if you look historically at the stock market, yes, it'll have its dips, but it's always climbing. So it's like a mountain that has little like valleys on the way up, right? And that's historically over the past 100 years. I mean, we might be able to see an example of it doing this if I go to the Dow Jones. Okay, no, page just froze on my ass. Anyways, but yes, so this is the time to hold strong. This is the time to, hopefully you've been storing up money, or or always be paying yourself first. I recently finished reading The Richest Man in Babylon, and that's one of the first laws of gold is, hey, pay yourself 1/10 of your paycheck. That goes to you, and finding ways to keep it, and once you have enough, you can find a way to turn that into assets, to start paying and growing your own money, basically. And most of my investments have been in retirement accounts. Up until recently, I created some brokerage accounts, and right now is a perfect time, or a perfect example of, I could be freaking out and trying to sell everything off and not lose anything. And I'm like, no, this is we were not going to see returns within the first 5 years. I didn't expect to see anything until maybe even 10 years, like, you got to think of that long haul, that bigger picture, and have that patience, like that patience and that consistency. If anything, you got to keep funneling. This is the best time to keep funneling money into the market, because not everything's going to be cheap. It's weird how the market is probably the only store that when there's a sale, like, people are freaking out and running away from it. But I mean, because we're worried about, oh shit, do we have money to pay for groceries, food, or there's other priorities, right? But if you've been playing the game right and paying yourself, and this is situations exactly what we prepare for, right? Like, to be ready, because historically every 10 years there is usually a crash of some sort with the market, and it's happened since the inception of the market. About every 10 years there's a crash of some sort, and some people lose a shitload of money, and some people find ways to capitalize and find opportunities and to make money. And there's always going to be opportunities. It's just a matter of seeing them and taking the time to learn your about financial intelligence. And it really isn't a knock on your intelligence. It's really something that none of us get taught. I come from a border town where it's paycheck to paycheck. That's just the way of life over there. For most people, like, borrowing money, loans, credit cards. That's the American way for most. And it's sad, but it's the way it is, and it's up to you to take the opportunity and the tools that are available to you. We got the internet, YouTube. We got books. I mean, there's just so many things now available to us that I know we didn't have access to even maybe 20 years ago. It's whatever. The resources are there. It's a matter of going out and looking for them and finding them and looking for your opportunities. But yeah, I don't know. I just kind of wanted to touch on that. Like I said, it's been a minute since I've posted anything, and like I said, I've been kind of enjoying stuff and trying to maintain that balance of making time for my family, for my friends, and for my passions and hobbies and all that. And definitely don't when anything starts feeling like a chore, it's probably time you take a little break from it, right? And that's I was going pretty hard on the videos, and she just definitely felt like it was time to enjoy the summer and take a little bit of load off. But here we're back. Hopefully I'll get more videos coming out. I've still been picking up cards when I see deals and stuff. I still have a whole shit ton of Lego sets back there. I've been wanting to assemble with you guys. I've been fucking around the acoustic and on my with my bands, writing some more music and setting up my home studio and getting that. There's just so much stuff I'd love to share with you guys, but finances, man, like tech shit and finance stuff is kind of like what I spend a lot of my day like actually involved with. Not finance stuff, nothing professionally. It's just, but I do happen to work for a bank, and insurance company. But like a lot of stuff I've learned has either been through like mentors and self-taught and online resources and just observing and trying to learn what other wealthy people do and things like that. So yeah, I mean, but that's what it's all about, man. It's just about learning and taking that knowledge and doing something with it, applying it to your life somehow, any way you can, taking those opportunities. The end goal for me is definitely, I would love to get to a point where I don't have to worry about, the daily grind. We do have the time where I do have the time to spend it with my loved ones and following my passions and the things I love doing, right? And who doesn't want that, right? But I think for many, we think it's just something that's never going to be attainable. But hey, I mean, we see it happening. I see it every day on YouTube. There's plenty of people out there living their best life, doing something they love. And I think it's we're human beings. We're all capable of, literally, as cheesy and simple as it sounds, like anything you set your mind to, you can do it. Shit takes work, takes patience, and dedication. But hey, man, like, anything you set your mind to, we can fucking do it. On that note, I'll leave it there. So I hope y'all, share your thoughts, opinions. Anybody out there even watching this shit, it's just some random dude drinking and talking about the market and life and whatever. For those of you though, like I said, if finances aren't your thing, hey man, or you're just starting to get into it, again, this is all opportunities for us to learn. Don't beat yourself up. This is not the end of the world. Keeping, like, something that's I learned recently, that, I mean, it's something you feel like you just always know it in the back of your head, but it takes somebody saying it, like, yeah, that's true. Like money, there's unlimited money out there. Money is being printed every fucking day. That should be, it's out there if you want to go and get it. Like, it sucks. Like, some of us have to put in extra, some of us have it a little bit easier. Nobody knows what everybody else has been through, right? So it's on no one to judge. But and you can spend your time judging and just saying, well, I can't have that, I'm not rich, I wasn't born into it, blah blah blah, and give yourself all the excuses to not go out there and get it. But if you got that determination, there's nothing stopping you but yourself, right? But anyways, guys, yeah, I get off my freaking soapbox. I digress, and I just curious what your all's thoughts are. If you don't want to talk more finance stuff, I'm definitely willing to keep going this. Have more chats, and any topics you guys want me to touch on. I'm definitely keeping my eyes on shit and keeping my eye out for any opportunities that might be good to capitalize on. And you guys, you think out there, you think you see out there that might have some potential. I mean, hey man, like, knowledge is freaking so much wealth. But yeah, thanks guys. Hit that like and subscribe if you dig it and want to see more. And talk to you guys soon. Take it easy. Happy Monday. Cheers.